I don't actually get the objection to like people generally that think the Earth is flat about flights over the North Pole. I don't know why they think that like that wouldn't happen. I understand the South Pole, but like I
To
think the North.
circumnavigate it. Circumnavigate north to south to be golden. That
So a
would
flight.
just if that
I
would
mean,
flip me.
so you
That would
mean
flip
going
me.
from
If I could take a flight
Helsinki,
to
so
go north
Helsinki to Helsinki.
down to south and then back up to north without, just continuing to fly straight without ever turning around, that would seal the deal for me. Like if I
What
ever
about
could
east
go
to
on that
west?
flight. Fuck
What
east and
about
west,
east
what
to
is
west?
that? That's just around a compass. You're just doing a circle around north. What would
So
that
would
prove?
you
You
be
could fly
turning
in
the whole
circles
time?
around north?
So if you
What's
went
that?
east to west, would you be turning the whole time?
Oh my, did I just not explain it to you?
But I just you explained it, but part of explaining is
All right.
like I'm asking you a clarifying
All right,
question.
what don't you get? What part? uh,
So
Do I
when
think we
you
go in
said when you
circles around north? Yes.
okay,
We can
so
agree how a compass works?
we can agree how a compass. Yeah, I mean a compass points to the magnetic North Pole. Beyond that,
So
I
if
don't
I
know
go
what
east in relation to a compass, what am I doing?
you're you're going. If the compass is pointing up, you're going left.
No, what? No. Oh my goodness, dude. Left?
You're going perpendicular to the direction of the compass needle to the left. Yes.
Okay. Overall, what am I doing? Overall, I'm just going in a circle around north,
Right.
right?
Like on a sphere,
On
you're
anything, right? I don't care what it is. If I put a stake in the ground, right, and my tool I hold points
right.
to that stake, right,
Okay.
and
So
then I
yeah,
go
you'd be
perpendicular to that stake, I'm gonna go in a circle.
yes, you're gonna go around the rotate the North Pole. Yes. If you would keep going to your left around and around and
Well, there you
around.
go. There you go. I just
Right.
go in a
So
circle.
but this
So it's like,
right.
what does
So
that
let
tell
me
me? I can go in a circle around north. I already know that.
okay, but let me ask you this question. On a flat plane, if you were to do that, you're on a plane, your plane would have to be banking.
It
On a
doesn't matter
sphere,
if it's flat or
hang on, let
round.
me
Does
like
not matter. You're still going
of
in a
course it does.
circle, dude.
On a flat plane, you would be banking. On a sphere, your wings would never bank. You'd be if there was
Yeah.
a
Okay.
reading of
Yeah. Yeah. That's
do you,
great.
well do you disagree? I like it's kind of important, right? Like
For
that's
you,
a
like, I
fundamental
don't
thing.
know if you think this is an argument. Yeah. And I could say, well,
To
you pitched
me,
that, and you'd be like, well, it's just gravity. You're like,
to,
okay, that's
to
cool too.
me,
I don't care. Like, I don't know.
to me, to me, one thing I don't understand on the flats model, if there is a model, is how you go from east and continue to go east and eventually make it all the way around without constantly turning. And if your
Well,
answer is
we
gravity,
just went through this. We just went through this, right?
no, you never answered. I don't understand. How do you when I
Do
walk
you know
east,
how a compass works?
yes, when I walk due east, I never
Okay.
turn. I go straight. On a flat plane, how could that be? How if I'm going
I
due
don't
east
care
on a
if
flat
it
plane?
was a square, a triangle, a flat object, a rectangle, a ball. If you put a reference point anywhere on that and you
Yes,
travel perpendicular to that, you will go in a circle.
I agree. You go in a circle, but the problem
Okay, so we
is
know how a compass works and we agree that the shape is irrelevant.
no. I
So
don't
why
agree
are
that
you
the shape is
stuck
irrelevant.
on ball versus flat? and they
because
can't. It
the
can't. The
shape is
concept
not
has to change.
what the shape where the shape comes into play is how you maintain that perpendicular path. On a sphere, you go straight. You don't go left or right. On a
No,
flat
you don't.
plane,
You
on a
can't,
flat plane, on a flat plane to go east, and to make that rotation around the pole, you must turn. You can't go straight.
bro. You just simply don't understand how a compass works. If you think anything can go around a center point and then not turn, you don't understand the concept.
So if you're on a sphere, right, and you're flying due east, are are you are you are you are your wings banking at all, or are they remaining flat? Think about
Oh,
it.
you want to talk about planes? I don't know. I'm not a pilot.
I think you if so on a flat plane, you must be turning. You have to be
The
changing the
whole time.
direction that.
Yeah, you're gonna be
Yeah.
redirecting for the wind the whole time. Yeah, you'd be flying
No way.
sideways,
If
diagonally.
I'm
You'd be doing all
walking,
kinds of
if
crazy
I'm
shit. The wind would blow you
on
up,
a
blow you
flat
down.
plane, on a flat plane, if I'm walking due east,
Yeah.
I have to keep turning, right?
Due east? Yeah. In relation to the north? Yeah.
My body physically turns. On a sphere,
N- No, it doesn't.
my body does not
It
turn
doesn't
ever.
physically turn like every step. You would just gradually
Okay,
notice.
you'd
You wouldn't.
gradually, yes, you'd
You wouldn't
gradually
even.
because it's massive. But you would be turning. You'd be turning a little bit each step, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You'd probably be walking a little bit off the heading, then correct. Yeah.
On a sphere, you go straight the entire time.
No, you
That's
don't.
the difference. How on a sphere,
You
if
think you
you're
would at the equator. You think you would at the equator.
at anywhere you would
No.
be, you don't
No.
go you
Oh
as soon
shit,
as
dude.
you
This is worse than I thought.
no no
I
no
thought you were
as
making
soon
an
as you
equator
turn to the
argument.
right,
But if you
as
think
soon
you're
as you
not
turn to
walking in a circle of
as
relation
soon
to
as you
north,
turn to the right, you're pointing north. As soon as you turn to the left on a sphere, you're pointing south. So you must go straight.
dude, I don't know. I'd say draw it out.
Oh, it sounded like you just said south is perpendicular from north from what you said. I was on your side for a second. I was like, oh shit, this Buck solder master's on my side. And then you just said some wild shit like I don't even know anymore.
Let me say it again. If you're on a sphere, right?
He's not talking
And
about like throwing away the compass. He's saying hold this compass in your hand and keep
yes,
traveling east. And he
yes, you're
thinks
on
he's
a
going
sphere.
straight. He thinks he's going
You're on,
straight. So he thinks what he's doing is traveling as a crow flies. But that's not what he's doing because he has a compass in his hand. He's using it as a tool to find his orientation. So no matter what, he's saying, I'm going to travel perpendicular to north, but I'm not actually traveling perpendicular to north. I'm
okay, so
going as a crow flies. Like he doesn't really it seems like he's confusing
let
himself.
me explain.
Let me ask you this, Buck. Hold on.
Can I just clarify what I'm saying and then ask me?
All right.
Okay, I'm holding a compass, right? It's pointing due north. I then go the direction of due east, right? I walk so my if I'm walking, my right hand is north, right? And I'm walking the direction perpendicular to that north. To the left, that's east, right? If I don't walk straight, if instead of going straight, I slightly turn to the right, I'm not going east anymore. I'm going north. I'm going east with a bit of north. If I slightly turn to the left, I'm not going due east anymore. I'm going east with a slight bit of south. So I have to walk exactly straight, or else I'm not going due east on a
Oh,
sphere.
you seriously, you're convoluting,
No, he's on
right?
my side. Hold
No,
on,
Not
he's
man. Hold on.
convoluting.
convoluting your
Because you already
side.
said your whole shit about how he's confused. However, he's actually on my side when it comes to traveling east. If we were sat
No,
on
he's
one
not.
location, if we were sat on one
You're,
location on Earth, just hold on a second. if we were set in one location on Earth and I said go east and you went on a latitude line, you did not go east. He's on my side when it comes to
Yeah,
going
but he's
east.
not saying that. He's not saying what you're
No, that's
saying.
what he said.
He is
That's
saying,
what
I am going east. I'm going to use the compass, but I'm not going east. Right? So
Nope.
you're using
No,
a
I am
not
compass
going east.
right.
to
Not
establish
right.
direction. Yeah, you're holding a compass to establish direction.
We're on the
And
same
while
side,
you're
Buck.
moving, you're just looking at this compass. That's it.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
And then
You got
then he's saying, well, you're not really looking at the compass,
I am
but
looking
you
at
are
that.
looking at the compass.
hold on. Here's the thing. You got to point a tangency, right? You got a circle and a straight line. On a globe, that'd be a great circle route. Not really relevant. You've got a point of, and you're at the point of tangency. So your circle is your latitude line. You're at the
Yeah.
point of tangency, and east is that straight line. Now, if you say, okay, I got my compass and everything, I'm going to go east. If you stay on the like you can only go one of two directions. You can either go on the circle, you can either stay on the circle or you can stay on the straight line. You're at the point of tangency where they intersect. If you go on the
Right.
circle, if you go on the
Yeah,
circle,
that's what he's saying.
hold
Go on
on,
the
dude,
circle.
shut up. I'm almost done. If you go on the circle, you did not go east. He's saying he's on my side saying don't go on the circle, actually go east. Right, Buck?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
so
saying
neither one of you understands how a compass works.
Hold on, just hold on. Let me get his position straight. You're saying you're not going to go east. You're going to stay on the circle.
staying on the circle is going east.
No, staying on the
Walking around
circle.
See?
the equator is going east.
No, staying on
See?
the circle. No, we're not on the equator. You're on some other latitude.
Okay,
He's
so
not
45.
say
aligning with
degree
you,
above.
Jeremy. He's
Hold on,
convoluting a
Pure. Shut
compass versus what
Pure. Can
you're
I get
saying.
his fucking position straight for 1 second? I need a
He
one on.
just
I
told
want a
you
one
it.
on one. I want a one on one with Buck.
I've never had
There
a.
we go.
So,
All set. Go ahead,
so
Buck.
um,
You're not on the
so,
equator.
so do we agree that on a sphere, a great circle is a straight line? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
okay?
sir, straight line. You're on the 45 latitude line.
Right.
And you're sat on the point of tangency. So there's a great circle route east. That's the direction of east, by the way,
Yeah.
as your
Right. Great
compass is
circle.
pointing. Yep. So the direction of east would be the great circle route that's pointing in the
Yeah.
straight line. That's not turning left or right, right?
Yeah.
According to your compass. And then the
Yeah.
latitude line is some other direction. That's the circle. That's not the direction of east. Which way do you go to go east?
Well, I guess I don't to go east. I go on the where the compass points. Like I don't know what
Yeah,
you're
the
getting at.
compass is pointing on compass is pointing towards the straight line, not the circle.
Well, it's how would a compass point to a circle? It's
Exactly. So why
center.
would you go on the circle? You're not going to go east.
Uh, I guess it because the compass every step you take on that circle, the compass adjusts to the new tangent, right? I mean
There
that's
it
how it
is.
works. There's
There it
what? I
is,
don't
Jeremy.
understand.
There it is. That's your
I don't know what he's
separation.
saying. I know.
What
I don't
he's
even know what.
saying, what he's saying is on I'm traveling in relation to the compass. I'm going east around, a center point. But I'm not traveling east, right? What I'm actually doing is moving a little bit northeast, right? Well,
No, I'm
what would it
not.
be? Yeah,
I'm
I'm
only
moving
moving east.
northeast and I'm redirecting constantly, right? So he's taking his current position and he's comparing it to his starting position to change what the cardinal direction is. He's
I
not
don't know
saying
what
what you're saying at all. He's just
I'm
convoluting
so
what it means to use the
I
compass
thought he was. I thought
with
he
his
was for
star.
a second. So let me get this straight. You're Buck. You're on a 45-degree latitude. There's a
okay. I'm
circle, the
looking at a
latitude line. There's a circle, the latitude line, and then there's a straight line, which is pointing in the direction of east, right? You can only go one of two ways. You can either go on the circle or you can go the direction of east, right? The straight line,
but
the
the
way east
direction
is
of east
pointing.
is the circle. The direction
No,
of
the
east
direction of
follows.
east. You're at a point of tangency. That's where a circle
Right,
meets a straight line. Do you understand that?
right. Of course, I
Right.
understand what it.
And east is pointing in a direction. Right. You're at that point, and east is pointing in a direction. That direction
Right.
is the straight line. Right. Right. You agree?
That, but
Do
that
you
straight
agree?
line.
Do you agree? East is pointing on the straight line. It's not pointing towards the circle line. It's pointing towards the straight line.
But the problem is that
Do,
tangent is
do
tangent
you understand
to
which
the
way
circle.
east is pointing? Do you understand which way east is
Of
pointing?
course,
It's
east is
pointing at down.
pointing.
It's pointing not towards the circle. It doesn't curve. It's not pointing curving. It isn't. It's pointing down that straight great circle route.
Right.
Right. So now I'm going to tell you which way I want you to go east. Are you going to go on the circle, or are you going to go in the
Yes,
direction that east is pointing?
they're both the same.
They're not both the same. It's a point of tangency. They're definitely two definitely distinct lines. One's a circle, one's a straight line. You can only go one way because you're at the point
As
of
a crow.
tangency. There's hold on, Pure. There's nowhere else to
No, you
go
do it to
other
me all
than
the
on
time.
the, what's that?
Said you do it to me all the time. I'm gonna jump
That's
in,
fine.
especially when I
That's fine.
started it off.
The,
That's
He's
the
fine.
just
the
That's
saying
fine.
contention I
what
have is
he's
that a
just saying.
compass is
A crow
He's saying
flies
he's
and the
not going to go
compass are the
east. We're going to
same.
be standing at a point. We're going to be standing at a point, and you're not going to go the direction the compass is pointing. You're going to go a different direction. That's what he
no.
said.
I'm going to go the direction of the latitude circle is the same as the direction that the compass points.
It's not the
On
same. It's 100% not the same. The compass is pointing in a great circle route. You're at a point of tangency. That's where a line, the great circle route, meets a circle, the latitude line. You can only go one direction. They're definitely not the same. They're two definitely different directions.
yeah, I disagree.
You don't
I
know
don't
a great.
understand.
You don't know that if you're on a great circle. You don't know that if you're on a latitude line other than the equator, and there's a great circle route, that those are two. You don't know those are two different directions.
Hang on.
You guys
Say it
need
You
again.
need to.
visual
You
aids.
need to rethink that.
Break
You
out
need to
I don't.
hang on.
the
The only great circle route is the equator on the latitude in terms of
I know,
latitude.
but we weren't on the. I specifically said we weren't on the equator. We're on the 45.
guys.
Okay.
Break out the visual aids. You know the that little app you can use in the chat to draw pictures. Break that out
Do you,
so you guys can get on
okay?
the
Do you
same page.
understand that if we're at the 45-degree latitude, that and you're pointing east, that the Great Circle Route and the latitude line are two different directions. Do you understand that?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I got you
Okay.
now.
Okay. And do you know which direction east is? It's the Great Circle Route because that's which way east is pointing, right?
Yes. I think I see what you're saying.
Okay. So now you're telling me so now you're at the point of tangency. You can either go on the
I got you.
circle or you can go on the straight line. I say go east. Which way are you going to go? You're going to go around a circle or are you going to go on the way east is pointing?
I'm going to go around the way east is pointing, which is a great circle, right?
Okay, so you're going to get off the latitude line. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
not going to
Yes.
stay on the
You're
latitude
right.
line
You're
and
right.
go east.
I got you. You're right. I was wrong. I see what you're saying. Yes.
You'd be the only one that agrees with me on this because even my own guys don't agree. Like
But my point
nobody
still
agrees with me
is,
on this. You'd be the
my
first one.
point still is, my point still is that when you're walking that great circle route, you're going straight. You're not deviating from it. You're not, because as soon as you go a little bit to the right, you're not going due east. As soon as you go a little bit to the left, you're not going due east. Do we agree
Okay, go
there?
ahead. Go ahead, Pure. I don't know.
You agree with
What?
that?
So, sorry, say that again.
So if you're following that due east, that great circle route, you're walking in a straight line. And as soon as if you're not walking in a straight line, that would mean that if you're slightly going to the right or slightly to the left, you're no longer going due east. You're going a little bit north and or a little bit south, right? Do you agree with that?
That's when he does it. Right there. That's when he does it. Right there. He changes his direction based on his starting location. He's constantly readjusting it and disregarding what the compass is telling him and acting like
Right.
he's using the compass. but he's not using the
No,
compass.
so that's what I'm
He's
saying.
separating.
If I
As a
follow the,
crow flies from the compass while he's using the compass and acting, and he's just convoluting the two.
if I follow the compass due east the entire time, am I walking
Which way are
straight?
you going? Which way are you going?
Due east. I'm looking at the compass
All
and
right,
I'm
so you're
going
going
due east.
east. If
Yeah.
you grab the compass and you use the compass, right, as your directional guide, and you're adhering to the compass, which
Yes.
direction are you going?
Well, east. If I'm adhering to
Okay,
the
then.
compass, I'm going east.
Well, there you go. You're going east.
Okay. Am I
So what
walking in
part
a
are you
straight
confused
line?
about?
Because I want you to say that I'm walking in a straight line if I follow that.
I don't think you are. I think you're walking in a circle around north. Because you just told me you are. You said north's perpendicular. East is
I,
perpendicular to north. So if that's the
I'm
case,
walking.
you're going in a circle. It's so simple, God.
I understand that a circle is being formed around the North Pole, but am I
Okay.
walking in a straight line?
Yes. No. No. You're going in a circle. You just said it. You said I understand the compass east, the heading east on a compass is in a circle around north. And then you
It
ask me,
forms a
and you say,
circle.
I'm going in a circle, but am I walking in a straight line? Do you
Yes.
understand like how odd
Okay.
that sounds? You told me
Let
you're
me ask
going
you.
in a circle, and then you asked me if you're walking in a straight line.
On a sphere, is a great circle a straight line, or is it a circle?
Well, you're not going in a great circle, are you?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
just
Well,
moving in
I thought
relation
that's what
to
we
north.
just established.
So every
Following
circle
east
is
is
a great circle. Every
no,
circle around north is a great circle. That's
no.
not going to work. It's not going to work on the
Never said
ball.
every circle. I said we just established where I was wrong that following east is a great circle around the North Pole.
No, it's not.
So again, on a sphere, is a great circle a straight line?
No. Well, on a
Okay, well,
sphere, on your model,
yeah,
yeah, on your model, like the equator would be, or the longitudinals.
or any great circle.
Are there great circles? Yes, there are great circles.
No, that wasn't
If you're
my
going
question. Is
east, you are not always taking the path of a great circle.
okay. You're not.
No, you can't be.
I,
I could put you
okay.
10 feet
Who was the
off the
one that
North
just
Pole.
said?
You walk
Who was
around
the
in
one
a
that?
circle 10 feet off the North Pole. Is that a great circle?
No.
Okay, that's
Who
my
was the
point.
one that I was speaking that said that convinced me that east is a great circle? Geo or Jeremy? I'm
No,
not
that
sure
was
which one.
me. That was me. I didn't say east was a great circle. I said if you're on a latitude line that's not the equator and you want to go
Not a
east
great circle.
you're not going to be going on a latitude line because that's not the direction. Like the direction of east when you're standing on that latitude line is a different direction. You know what I'm saying? It's the point of tangency where a straight line meets a circle.
Okay, let's eliminate any confusion. If I'm going due east on a sphere, am I, even though it's forming a circle, even though a circle is being formed around the North Pole, am I deviating from a straight path? If I, the entire time I'm going due east, forget
Yeah,
latitudes and
you
longitude.
are. Yeah, if you're not on the equator and you're on a line of latitude and you're walking that line of latitude to maintain the same cardinal direction of east, that would not be a straight line in terms of left to right. You would have to be constantly turning to maintain east.
See, here's where you're going to get confused though,
Even
Buck,
Jake
because
knows
No, but
Jake
this.
if
thinks, hold
I'm
on
not
guys.
walking the
Here's where you're
latitude,
going to
I'm
get
walking due
confused.
east.
Here's where
I'm
you're going to get
walking due.
confused, Buck, because Jake. Hold on a
Sorry.
second. You're going to get confused because Jake thinks that. Remember that exercise I just ran you through with the circle and the straight line and the which way is pointing east and then which direction you're going to go. Jake thinks you're going to go on the circle path. Like he's not going to go east. He's going to go in a different direction.
If you maintained
you guys are confusing
east, you would be walking that line of latitude. But for you to maintain that line of latitude, you would have, like, if you were in an airplane, it would have to be turning slightly to maintain that. If it was actually flying straight, it would start your cardinal direction would start to drift. Because if you're flying straight, you're flying a great circle, and you can't fly a great circle unless you're on the equator.
There you
If
go.
you're going east.
Okay, so if you're going due east, you're holding a compass and you're going due east the whole time. Are you walking in a straight line on a sphere? That's all I want to know.
Only if you're on the equator.
So if you're north of the equator and you're going due east and you're walking due east, you're constantly turning.
That's correct.
Yes. You
Huh.
have
And
to
the way that you can think about this, the easiest way is imagine that you're only 10 feet from the North Pole. Okay, you're
Don't
10
steal
feet
my
from the
shit.
North Pole,
Don't steal my
and you
talking
want to
points.
go
You didn't make that up,
do
Taylor. We've been using that for years. Go ahead, Jake.
and you want to go and if you wanted to go east on a line of latitude 10 feet from the North Pole, obviously you would be constantly turning to make a circle around the North Pole.
Yeah, but you'd be walking straight, right? You would be walking straight.
How would you be walking straight? You're walking a 10-foot radius circle around the
Buck,
North
I
Pole. How
told
would that
you.
be straight?
Buck, I told you when I put these guys on the latitude line and I tell them to go east, they don't go east. They stay on the circle part. Remember how you're the only one
Yeah,
that's on my side of that.
I'm
For
so
the
confused, guys. Like my wife is nagging me to go do our Christmas shopping, not our food shopping for Christmas. So I don't want it to seem like I'm weaseling out, but like,
Running.
oh, you're
Running.
running away. He's running
no,
away.
no,
That's
this is
fine.
good.
Running.
We don't like
Track
naggers in here
star.
anyway.
Okay, I'm gonna.
You're good, Buck.
I got really. I thought I understood everything I was saying, but you guys
We'll
threw
do it
wrenches
again. Don't
into it.
worry. Come back later tomorrow or something. Come back later.
I'm gonna study up
Yeah.
and then I'll come back.
We'll help you find the
Uh,
Come
North
back
Pole. Don't
later. I'll
worry.
straighten you out,
I,
Buck. You're on my side
I know
now.
how
have a
to
Don't
good
do
worry.
it.
You're on the side of. You're on the. If you're on my side, you're on the right side.
I don't.
Oh,
I gotta
you're
look at.
fucked if
Okay,
you're
Jeremy, say something.
What's up?
Okay, that's you. And Geo, you say something.
Geo hasn't talked in, I don't know, maybe an hour.
So who was the other person that was talking?
Pure Rigor.
All right, I gotta go. Merry Christmas, all. See ya.
Hi, Buck.
all right,
Later,
man.
Bucky. Dude, who was
I
calling you
thought it
Jeremy
was
last night? Somebody called you Jeremy last night, too.
I thought it was Rigor.
Sure, that works too. I don't care.
Like, Jake, you're not going to go, like, if you're standing, there's a point, you know what a point of tangency is, right, Jake? Shit ain't over.
Oh, it's fucking. You're cooked.
How do
You've
you
been
not
cooked.
go east? Like, I don't understand how people are like, yo, I'm standing there. I mean, I understand it. Like the thing,
No, you
it's
don't.
like, yeah, no, I do understand it. Like, yes, if you wanted to keep going east, you'd constantly correct. However, you'd still spiral out though, because if you stay on that latitude line, you realize you never actually went east, right? You didn't go east once. If you stay on a latitude line, that's not the equator. You never went east.
No, east is nothing more than an arbitrary cardinal direction to say the direction you're heading in is in relation to north. That's all. That's all east means with a
Yes,
compass.
90 degrees from north, which will not keep you on a latitude line.
Oh boy.
What you mean? Oh
It's gonna
boy,
keep you
90
traveling
degrees
in a
from
circle.
north. You could pull it up on a globe. 90 degrees from north brings you right off the latitude line, bro, because it's a great circle route compared. It's a point of tangency.
All right. So
There's two ways to go, on a circle or on a
do it.
straight
Do it on
line. And
paper. Do it on paper or a basketball, whatever you got. Right. Put a dot. Right. Just put a dot, and then draw a perpendicular line. Right, in any direction off that
perpendicular
point.
from a dot, dude.
Right.
What's that even
Just
mean, bro?
so.
You're just saying
All
words.
right. All right. Check this out. So take take a point on the ball, on a basketball, right? With a marker, just select that point, then draw a ray, right? Go out about, 3-4 inches or whatever you want, right? And then draw a 90, right? A 90-degree angle, right? Make a perpendicular line. Okay, now rotate whatever your little marking device is, like a couple millimeters or like a quarter of an inch, right? And then do the same exact thing, right? And then just keep doing that over and over and over. And then those little corners that you drew, connect the dots with them and tell me what shape you draw. It will be a circle.
Yeah, but you never actually went east, though. That's what I'm saying. Do you know what a point of tangency is, Rigor?
I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. I just
Do you
explained
know
it.
what a point of tangency is?
I just explained it, Jeremy.
Okay, so you're at your point of tangency, right?
Yep.
And you have your compass, Polaris, all that shit. East is you throw rocks out in front of you, 5 feet, 10 feet. There's rocks. There's a whole
Yep.
path. In fact, there's a whole path of rocks in front of you that are east.
Yeah. You
Because you
shoot
have
it
the
like
compass
3
and
miles. 3
and you know
miles, you
which
shoot a
direction
laser
east
beam.
is. So now there's a whole path of rocks laid out in front of you, and all those rocks are east. That is the direction of east. And then there's another
Yeah.
path of rocks. And then there's another path of rocks that's on a latitude line. That's a circle that's deviating immediately from that other path. So now there's
Right.
two paths you can go. You can go east, the first path of rocks that's going in a straight line in front of you, or you could go on the circle one, not east. You're telling me you're going to
Right.
go, I tell you to go east and you're going to go not east?
No, you have 2 different directions you're giving me.
Yeah, two different directions. One of them's east, and the other one's not east.
No. One of them is east, right? From that point you're at.
Yes, you can only
Okay. All
work
right.
from the
Hold on.
point
Let me
you're at
finish.
because you're at a point and I say go east. So obviously you're at that point and I tell you
All
to
right.
go east.
Yeah, I didn't finish talking.
And you're going to go not east. You're going to stay on the circle one.
No, I'm still. Hold on. So you establish the point you're at, and you're saying from this point, I'm gonna go east, right? But I'm not gonna go east in relation to north. I'm just gonna go east from this point right here. I'm gonna establish the direction east faces,
Yeah,
and then I'm
and
gonna
then
throw out
you
the
can and then I'm
compass.
going to say
And I'm gonna throw out the compass, and I'm gonna take that path. That
you
will
can
put
keep your
you
compass.
on a
Keep the
straight
compass,
line.
dude.
No, you can't
Keep the
keep the
compass. It
compass.
doesn't matter what tools you have on you. We know the direction of east and we know the
Well, then
direction
you're
of
not
not east.
using the compass. You use the compass only either one time or the whole time. Pick
You
one.
can use it the whole time.
Then you, all right.
However,
Then you're going
hold
in a
on,
circle.
dude. You can use the compass the whole time. You're standing at one spot. We're using the compass to figure out which way east is. We throw the rocks out there and we're like, oh, this way is east. We got gray
Right.
rocks.
Right. So what are you doing?
And then we have
So
a
what are
whole
you
bunch
doing?
of
You're
gray
saying,
rocks in the direction of east.
all right. So
And those
what are you
rocks.
actually
All right,
doing?
never mind, dude.
I'm trying to like answer your thing before you go on to like 20 different things and get lost in it. You're saying I just gave myself a directional reference with the rocks.
Using the compass, yeah. You used your compass and you found out which
Right.
way east was.
Right. So you established you gave yourself a new reference, and you're going to
You just gave
travel on
yourself
that.
a reference. You just gave yourself a
A
reference.
new one, because it
Okay,
doesn't
I don't
align
know
with the
when we had an
compass.
old one, but fine, we have a
The
new
compass.
reference and we now
The
know which
old
direction east is from our point.
the,
Yep.
the old one is the compass. So
We're using the
if you
compass to
adhere,
see which way east is. Dude, you're standing on a point. How hard is
right,
this? This is like retarded.
you
You're
use
standing
the
on a
compass
point.
at one point on your journey, or the time you're traveling, you're using that compass one time and you're saying, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a bunch of rocks and I'm going to create a new reference for east. And I'm going to
Yep.
adhere to that So that means you are no longer using the compass to travel east. It's just as a crow flies versus
All right, just stop, dude. Just stop. You're at a point on Earth. I don't know about new or old, but you're standing on Earth somewhere. You have a fucking compass. You're like, which way is east? Okay. You say, oh, this way's east. You start putting rocks. You start throwing rocks in front of you in that direction. They all land east. All those little rocks form a little pebble path of the direction of east from where you are at that location. Okay. Then I'm gonna say, okay, from where you are, because that's the only way you can move is from where you are, because you're there. So I tell you, move east. You're gonna not go on that path. You're gonna go some other way. It's
well, it
literally that
depends.
simple. You can hold your compass
Depends.
the whole time. It doesn't matter if you're holding the compass or not. We already knew which way east was, and you didn't go that way.
Yeah, it just depends on what you consider your directional reference. The line you
The
drew with
compass,
the
the
rock.
compass. We use the
All right.
compass.
Then you're going east and you're going in a circle.
No, you're
You
at a
just told
point
me.
on
You
Earth.
just said I'm using the compass, and you know the
Yeah,
compass
we're
brings you
using
in
the
a circle.
compass. You're at a point on Earth. You're using the compass. You say, oh, this way is east. You throw pebbles in front of you. It makes a whole little
Yeah.
pebble path. And that
Yeah,
is the
that's a
direction
directional
of
reference.
that's the direction of east. Yes.
Yeah. So
We're
you have
using
a
the
directional
compass. We're
reference.
using the compass and we know which way east is, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We
Okay,
understand.
cool. We use the compass.
In relation to the compass, we know which way east will bring us.
In relation to you and the compass and everything where you are, yes, we know which way east is. Now I tell you to move east. Do you stay on the pebble path that is in the east direction, or do you go some other direction?
In relation to the compass,
Dude, shut the fuck
then
up,
I go
bro.
in a circle.
Just shut up. You just fucking stupid, dude. What do you mean in relation to the compass?
Because in order to travel a direction, you need a reference. Otherwise, you're just
Yes, we use the
randomly
compass.
walking.
We use the compass to find out the direction of east. That's our reference.
Yeah.
Yep. And
And
then
do
we
you
put all the
continue
pebbles
to use
down,
the
and we know.
compass?
And
Do you continue to use the compass, or do you stop using the compass?
you can continue to use the compass, but before you can
There you go in a circle.
even use the compass again, and I say go east, you have to stay on that pebble path because that is the direction of east.
Then you're not using the compass.
You are using the compass. You're
Nope.
standing
You just
still. You
told me
use
you
the
stop
Are you
using the
fucking high right
compass.
now? You're standing still. You use the compass. You find out which direction east is. We now know which direction east is. I tell you to move east. You're holding the compass. You're looking right at the compass. You're like, yep, this way is east, right down the pebble path. And then you go to take a step and you don't step on the pebble path. Like, are you high right now or what?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you don't know how the compass works, like, I just don't know what to say.
I know how the compass works. We laid out a whole bunch of pebbles. You're holding the compass, looking at
Yeah.
it, going, this is the direction
Are
of
you
east, the pebbles. I need to step on the pebbles. If I don't step on the pebbles, I didn't go east because that's the direction of east.
not in relation to a compass?
Yeah, in relation to
Only
the
if you,
compass, we were looking at the compass when we did this. Yes, always in
yeah,
relation to the
yeah.
compass where
At
you are
one
in the
point,
compass.
at one point,
Yeah, at one
you
point.
established. Yeah, exactly. You established direction at one point.
Yeah, you're standing at a point on Earth. Yeah, of
All right.
course. Where
Now,
else would you where else would you do it from?
all right. So let's do this then, since you just refuse to accept what I'm saying.
I'll
So
never accept what you say.
take your pebbles, extend them out 10 feet. I tried to do this with the basketball, but you just rejected it. Take your pebbles, throw them out 10 feet in front of you in relation to the compass so you establish east. You know what east is. Okay. Now walk down that line. Put your compass in your pocket. Walk down the line of the pebbles, that 10 feet. When you get to the end, grab your compass. Okay. Find east, lay
Okay.
out another 10. Find east, lay out another 10 rocks. What shape?
Okay.
What shape do the pebbles make? A V?
You're gonna spiral
Is
out.
there
You're gonna spiral out to the equator. That's what shape it's gonna make.
Wait, you think it's going to be a straight line?
I said you're gonna spiral out to the equator.
Okay, what shape do the rocks make?
A spiral shape.
You're getting confused here, Jeremy. You would, if you
Oh
started
my.
walking in a straight line, which would be a great circle, you would spiral out to the equator. But if you're doing what Riggs is saying, what Rigor is saying, I mean, then you're constantly readjusting your path to follow that line of latitude, which would be a circle.
Mr. Host,
Left to right, so you'd be
the
walking.
Wi-Fi.
Well, left to right, you would be walking a curved path. Is what I mean to say by that.
Yeah, you spiral out. I said you spiral out.
No, you would maintain that latitude.
No, you don't. Jake, we're at a point of tangency. Do you know what that is?
The latitude is
Do
defined
you
by
know what a
being
point of tangency
perpendicular.
is? See, this is
I know
one of
what a,
those
I know
times.
what a tangent is to a
Pure, this is
circle,
one of
but
those times where leading someone, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to try to get to this point and he's going to fight me the whole
Yeah, but
way.
I tried to lead you, and what'd you do? You disconnect. You just stop engaging.
My Wi-Fi is fucked up.
I mean, think about it, Jeremy. The line of latitude is defined by being perpendicular to the longitude, right? So if you're constantly perpendicular to a line of longitude, you're not going to be spiraling out to the equator.
Do you know what a point of tangency is? Try it again.
I know what a tangent is to a circle. I don't know
A
what
point of
specifically what a point of
tangency.
tangent. I don't know what is a point of tangency.
Yeah, it added
Okay,
90.
a point of no, a point of tangency is where a circle and a line touches a circle at one point. Okay,
Yeah, that 90.
just hold on, Pure. Let me just walk Jake through this real quick. You didn't get it or something. I don't know what your problem is. So you know now what? Do you know what it is now, Jake?
Yeah, I would just call that a tangent. I wouldn't have to say.
Uh,
Obviously, any tangent is a point, right?
No, a tangent is a line. I mean, it's you can have a tangent point or a tangent line. The line is the tangent line, and the point is the
Okay. I
point where it
agree.
meets the circle. Okay, so you're standing at this point of tangency where it touches the circle. One way is east. That's the straight line because we can throw pebbles all in front of us and say, oh, that is definitely the direction of east. This whole pebble path, I laid a whole pebble path in front of me. The compass is pointing it. I'm 90 degrees from Polaris. Sunrise on the equinox, all that. That straight line is east. That is the direction of east from where I'm at. And then there's another path with red stones. It's going in a circle. It's the latitude line. You're at 45 degree north. I tell you to go east. Do you go in the direction of east, or do you go on the circle line
Right.
that's not the direction of east? Which way do you go, Jake?
You would be going east shortly, but you'd have to constantly readjust your course.
Jake, which path do you go on? The red pebble path that goes around in a circle that's not in the direction of east, or do you go in the direction of east with the other pebbles?
Jake, walk him through my example and see if
No,
he
dude, we're
engages
not
with
walking
you.
through more examples. I'm in the middle of an example right now. We can do yours right after, Pure. I promised. Pinky
No,
promise.
you
I
ran
don't know.
from
I
me.
lost you there, Jeremy.
All right, fuck off. Go ahead, Pure.
Oh my goodness. All right, so you like the tangent, right? You like the whole thing where you draw the 90, right? You come down off north, you draw the straight line, and then you bank a 90, right? All right. Do that. Grab your basketball, right? Or whatever, a soccer ball, whatever ball you like. Put the point on it and make that little 90, right? Coming like 4 inches down. Okay. You do that, and then like 2 millimeters, like just rotate it clockwise, counterclockwise, doesn't matter. Just rotate it and do the same thing. And do that about 100 times going around the basketball. What shape does it make if you connect all those points? And you like a cricket soundboard.
I don't know, bro. I'm stuck on my wife for a second. scenario. There's no other scenarios we need to throw. That is the scenario. We don't need more like geometric scenarios. That's it. That's the exact scenario. Like there's nothing else to do past the point of tangency thing that I just ran Jake through and everyone through.
One of you
All right.
should open up Paint and just visualize it, walk it through together, and then that's what you should do.
I tried to do the real world example where we take this idea of we throw out pebbles in front of us for 10 feet. All right. If we do that, right, then we just walk that 10 feet. We'll call it east. I don't care, right? That's fine. We traveled east. Then we grab the compass again. We look at it. We establish the direction of east. And then we lay out another 10 pebbles, right? And then we walk that 10 feet. And then we do it again. Are those lines going to be straight or are they going to have bends in them?
If you make a whole bunch of straight lines, you're going to have a whole bunch of straight lines. What do you mean?
No, the overall shape.
I think the part that I'm getting confused of, Jeremy, you agree that if I took a ball and set an arbitrary north and south pole, and then I drew a bunch of lines of longitude from that go directly north and south, right? And I drew north and south lines of latitude,
Just use the globe,
longitude.
dude. Why are you making a new geometric scenario? Just use the globe.
But I'm just imagine I just draw straight lines just all the way around it. Like every millimeter I drew a line, right? From north to south, north to south, north to south, right? And then I drew a line
Longitude
with little
lines.
points along the way that were directly perpendicular to those lines of longitude. If I drew little,
Are you talking about latitude and longitude lines?
well, they're not exactly longitude lines because they don't expand because it's not a certain fixed number of them. So it's not like we're not expanding them out at the middle.
You're drawing latitude lines where the longitude line. Like I
Longitude
don't know what
lines.
you're.
We would agree that that would be east the whole time if you drew a little perpendicular slash between every longitude line, right?